Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. It is once again me, Zach, here, finally, with some more Deep Rock Galactic content for you guys. I know it's been a while. I'll probably release a video later this week explaining why, but we're back at it again. We're going to be doing another post-commentary video this time, because I haven't played a lot of DRG, so I really want to lock in today, you know? What we're doing is we're experimenting a little bit. First off, we're going for the full, let's say, golden shower build here. Going for the pheromone canister and specialist bolts for the Nishanka with the pheromone, which should be pretty fun. Basically, we're not going to be fighting bugs much, we're going to let them fight each other. That's kind of the core of the build. Now, in terms of the loadouts for the build, I don't actually know if these are necessarily the best options. We're experimenting. We're trying to figure that out a little bit here. So, obviously we got to run pheromone bolts here because, duh, that's the whole thing. But we're also running increased ammo, increased projectile speed, battle frenzy, which this one I almost kind of want to switch, but meh. It's a neat bonus for when we do kill things. I'm not sure about this one. And of course, we're taking the more potent special bolts because that's the crux of the entire experiment, really. However, for the plasma carbine up here, which is my favorite gun to run on Scout, most of the time, but especially in solo, we are going to be running thermal exhaust feedback with almost a random build here. I took the faster projectiles because it does have slow-moving projectiles, let's be real here, so I thought that would be nice. Took more ammo because I'm mostly going to be using this for the heat effect and otherwise not worrying too much about outright killing stuff, but that could be a mistake, we'll see. I went with increased accuracy, or I guess the decreased shot spread is the better way of phrasing it, because neither of these seemed incredible necessarily. And then at this tier I went for the electricity effect, which, you know, more crowd control, more damage as well, but the slowdown and stuff should be nice. And then I went with manual heat dump because it's what I'm used to. But I don't know if that's actually the pick. It kind of seems like this is the pick. Yeah, we'll do that. Let's see here. I don't think anything else is too special. We won't be running field medic, of course. We will be running something else. We have so many good options. By that I mean we have two, really. But we'll go heightened senses because I literally never run this perk, so why not? I will probably switch off Born Ready. Probably. And go for... Ooh, this is a tough one between these two for me. You know what? No, we'll go Sweet Tooth. We'll go for the safe build. More HP. But that's about it. There's really nothing else. I'll show you guys these real fast so you know what I take, but otherwise there's really nothing special about this build. It's just full piss build, and we'll see how it does. It's going to be Has 5 with ×2 enemies, or 2 modifier enemy, whatever you want to call it, and it's probably going to be pretty accursed, so I'll see you guys in there. Alright, let's get straight into this, everybody. I took a little bit of a break coming back to this after a while so I could have something of a fresh take on my own abilities. And we're going to kind of see here how I do. Now, for a brief moment, I'm kind of stun-locked by that Praetorian just hanging out, not coming after me, but we adapt, we overcome. We get them fighting each other and we head off to see about different random corners of the area. As you can see on the screen, this is a double hazard mission. It's elite threat and shield disruption, which is a pretty chunky combo to have. Foolishly, I go back the way I came here rather than going down the other path that you may have been able to see. I honestly did pretty okay there, but that was a bad grapple. I sort of panicked and grabbed the first grapple location I could. But I hit that guy with a pheromone bolt, and then I tried to land on this root, fail miserably. You can see that I'm a little bit rusty with Scout. But we do manage to survive. The pheromone bolts do some work. I don't love the pheromone bolts as much as the pheromone grenades. They're definitely a lot weaker, and it's a level of weakness that I can really feel. I take a swing at that and miss. The early parts of this video are definitely rougher than the later parts, although it's all pretty rough, because I haven't been playing a ton of DRG lately. We've been playing a lot of Valheim on stream and stuff, so I'm kind of getting my bearings again. Especially playing a class that I don't have a lot of muscle memory on. But, as well as builds I don't even play very often, I should clarify that too. But right now, I'm shifting my focus. I've got Bosco dealing with the Akork right now. That was a good dodge by me, I will say. So I toss out the pheromone grenade to allow me to grab some more nitra safely, because my goal right now is to get a resupply. I also came back here for this Akork to get that out into the main room. Fungus Bogs is really rough if you're not playing Engineer when you are doing shield disruption, because you take full damage from the poison, and it's not a ton, but it's chip damage you don't really want to have to afford, you know. Hop over here, I'm looking for more nitra, obviously. I'm cool with Bosco holding on to the Akork for basically the whole mission, because it kind of makes the combat elements essentially a true solo. Though I am, of course, using the... Ooh, gotta kill that guy. I am using the Mine Head to thin out the herd a little bit. I struggled with this build to consistently kill Praetorians and... well, any tankier bug, really. But it was compensated for by having the pheromone bolts, so other bugs would kind of weaken them. Trying to keep it well lit. I don't necessarily need the lighting as much when I'm playing by myself. I didn't think this hole was as deep as it was, so I took a little bit of free damage on the fall there. I don't need the lights up as much when I'm playing by myself, but the one bit of muscle memory I do have on Scout, really, is tossing lights down whenever physically possible for the team. So, once again, I kind of considered bolting there, but a bolt will mostly kill a single bug, and that kind of wastes the bolt. So I ended up going for something else. I don't think I actually get all the Bulu caps in this mission. I don't mess with it. It gets kind of spicy towards the end, because I take a little bit too long looking for things. I thought that was going to be a safer place to land, and then a bunch of glyphids came out of the corner and made my day sad. So I did actually hit the bugs there, showing how massive of an AoE the grenade has, but I really thought the bugs were going to move towards where I threw the grenade. They did. They said, fuck you, and they left. They went the other direction, which worked out. They kind of moved into the Minehead's range a little bit more there. Naturally, we're grabbing power attacks wherever we can, whenever it's safe to get a little bit of extra HP going. On shield disruption especially, that kind of thing is really important. I tried to jump up the side of the cliff there, kind of hug it, but it did not work. I was attempting right there to maybe get some fire going on some of the bugs, but I wasn't able to sit still long enough. Well, not even sit still, but to like back up and shoot for long enough to get the heat up to that point. But I'm moving out into this area here because I want to get the Akorks going. And I'm kind of exploring, looking for a back way out. Kind of trap myself here. Luckily I'm a scout, not any other class. So I just leave for free, and it's no big deal. Take like one hit. Scout, if you get the movement on Scout even down a little bit, you can tell I'm far from the best, but even a little bit of knowledge of how the movement works and stuff makes Scout pretty safe, all things considered. Killing bugs is kind of your weak point. Like, you're okay at killing a couple, but depending on build, you can really struggle against groups. I was sort of missing my AoE fire overclock. Was it aggressive venting in this one? That's what I usually run on the Drac. Not that I run the Drac very often, but when I do, that is how I build it. and I was actually kind of missing it here. We're not here to necessarily discuss the build specifically, that's more for a tier list video or something, but it was something I was thinking. Now, I do finally start using my normal crossbow bolts here to get some kills and some kind of... well, it gives a speed boost when I kill stuff, so a little bit more mobility. Took that guy out, that was good. A couple whiffed shots, but we got there. Yeah, that elite guy jump scared me there. That's why I jerked around, because I did not see him coming, and he came out of the mine head, and I was like, ah! You know how it is. But we're finally starting to thin out this horde a little bit, and obviously I played this overall horde fight kind of sloppily, taking damage where I didn't need to and stuff. I guess the best way of putting it is I played a little bit overconfident compared to what I was actually capable of doing at the time. I used to be a little bit better at the kind of fast-paced movement of the scout, but, you know, so long not playing, especially not playing the scout very often, has kind of whittled down my abilities a smidge. So that's part of the reason why I'm playing him here, is because I want to make a scout tier list here in the next couple weeks, month, whatever, and I don't want to be playing, you know, poorly and giving my opinions on the weapons as if I know what the fuck I'm talking about. So you guys get to be here for the full process of me criticizing myself after these games over what I did right or wrong, or what I could have done better, that kind of thing. I do like the electric, I guess not bullets, but the electric projectiles mod on the Drac. The added slowdown effect on bigger targets like that is nice because, I don't know, they're sort of hard to deal with, at least with this build. I was so angry at that fucking loot bug right there. Luckily, all the Praetorians are basically dead, but it was infuriating, because I'd wanted a resupply for so long. Now, we have actually collected quite a few quarks here. We have not been completely idle. I don't love a quark missions when I'm a solo scout. I should, because he's good at them. I'm just bad, would be, I believe, the scientific term for the phenomenon that we're experiencing here. But I love playing scout when I've got a team, because then you can basically have your team do all of the bug fighting while you focus entirely on collecting quarks and stuff. Nitra maybe as well. But at the moment I'm having Bosco pull the quarks while I dance around enemies and stuff. Spoiler alert, I do think I die too much in this mission, but honestly, that guy jump scared me too. And then this dude ate every single projectile from him somehow. Which was wild. But I think I do okay considering all of the, you know, presumed difficulty going on here. That embarrassing shot right there. I was kind of wanting to blow up those guys in the fog, but then I decided to save it and try and get more later. So I used another one of my grenades. We did find our way back to this room, which has a lot of red sugar. We do, of course, have the red sugar trait active right now. Well, it's a passive trait, but you know what I mean. Which, I'm a big fan of that one. Especially on Scout, because you can just dash around, get health back, and also get a speed boost. I should have gotten more space between me and the enemy there when I threw down that grenade, because obviously the grenade is not, you know, a magic bullet, so to speak. I don't really have any trouble with the Mactera. I honestly expected to have more trouble with the Mactera. I also did not mean to grab that, I don't think. I think that was just full instinct. Hence why I threw it to the side so angrily. But it ends up working out because I'm pretty sure I ping this here in a moment. Yeah, I kind of messed that up. I thought more bugs were coming there. So I blew up all of the mushrooms before they could get here. And now I don't have a good AoE answer to them. but still getting some extra HP from power attacks. If you think you're going to be taking a lot of hits, power attacks and red sugar are your friends. Or the red sugar trait. I really can never remember the name of it. I always think Sugar Rush, but I don't think that's it. That's a fake video game from the hit Pixar film Wreck-It Ralph, made by DreamWorks Entertainment. Sorry. So here, once again, we're just kind of leading the swarm on a merry goose chase while we wait for Bosco. Although I didn't actually ping the thing, the quark back there, so pretty sure he's just shooting bugs somewhere. There he is. Saw him briefly. So mostly I'm just trying to thin this horde out so that I can actually turn in. Now, I just noticed that there was an acid spitter in that room. I don't know if past me noticed that and that's why he ran in here or not, but that's spooky. Either way, we got some more red sugar. 20% extra from that, of course, which is a pretty nice amount. Smack that Praetorian in the booty with the pheromone. We got the quark a little bit closer. Do I go for the resupply here? I think I could have. I probably should have right there, because most of the horde's over here. And I think I struggle later on because of that. I shouldn't have wasted my power attack on that mushroom, but it's been chip damaging me the whole game, so I just wanted to get rid of it. Once again, I'm in this accursed corner. I should not have come here. I did get a decent explosion there. I think I killed 2 of the elites, or heavily damaged that one and killed the other. But the bugs are smart enough to kind of cut me off at the pass here, and I take a lot of damage that I shouldn't have. So now I go for the resupply, and this works out fine too. I guess I didn't really struggle with it there. But I would have had grenades that might have helped save me from some of the damage I took a few seconds ago when I was in the accursed corner. Once again, we throw down a grenade, and we dash away. Well, not dash, I don't have dash, but I took heightened senses this time because I was solo, and didn't use it, never needed it. It was worthless, go figure. Drax decent in close range fights like that, where every single projectile goes smack dab into the middle of an enemy's face. Big fan. But, like I said earlier, I did have a bit of problems with it. Okay, I see that acid spitter for sure. I did have a bit of issues with it in terms of overall crowd clear and crowd control compared to the aggressive venting build, which is fine. That's the trade-off, right? So I thought I had a quark, it looks like, and that's probably why I didn't ping it earlier. Then I fooled myself because I saw my own flares here, and I thought they were in a quark. So once again, we're in the accursed corner. But there's some nitro here, so I grabbed that. I don't even think I called down another resupply. This is probably a waste of time. I shouldn't have spent effort on that. Especially because now I'm going to take some free damage. Less than expected. That was pure panic right there. That's why I rock and stoned. I should have saved my power attack and tried to power attack some dirt below me to maybe vault up onto, well, maybe not the ceiling, but like the wall or something. I wanted to see if I could call a resupply back there, but it would have been a bad idea anyway. It's in a quark mission. The bugs come instantly. Now, I do believe I stay here and fight. No, I do leave. I die in a corner somewhere here in a moment. I thought maybe that's why I died. I'm pretty low on HP. I go for the resupply here. We get it back. We're good. I'm still trying to think like, oh, maybe I could get another resupply here soon. But, again, I really shouldn't have wasted my time. There is still a decent amount of resources either in my body or in the remaining resupply. Alright, maybe I do die in this corner here in a sec. No, I get out. get out there anyway. Kind of a waste of another grenade. I probably should have held on to that. Turning in, I do almost have another resupply. Maybe I do call one down. But, not dead yet. I get the starch nut. That's the most important part, right? Just coming back here for this nitro. I was not just lost and wandering into the accursed corner again, though this time I decided not to go out the tighter corridor. Does it matter? It looks pretty fucked in both directions. Oh yeah, I think this is Doom. Oh, well, nope. Scouts never died. That was unfortunate, taking that little bit of damage, knocking that out of my hands. I should have thrown it immediately. I held on to that way too long. And I mean by way too long, it was like a second, but that was the second that counted, you know? Trying to hit higher HP targets and elite boys, which are generally the same thing. Once again, I get a decent detonate, then I blow myself up. Okay, so this is the corner I die in, and it's my own fault. I use my Iron Will, because, of course, that's a trait. So, why not? Might as well take advantage of it. Run over here. We get the resupply for free, I think, just as everything ran out. Now, I think that was a misplay right there. I think we should have held on to the grenade, led the bugs over to this side, threw the grenade there, then we would have been much safer to get this a quark. Like, we're still mostly good, but that bug and that bug might not have been around if I had not, you know, initially thrown the grenade on the other side of the minehead near the quark. Because they're not going to move very far when they start hitting each other. You know what I mean? So here I find a corner I somehow missed multiple times, and I think, this is good, I can blow some dudes up here. And I do. I managed to not blow myself up. I was shocked. I did take fall damage because I was panicking, thinking I was going to blow myself up. But, you know, still, it was cool that I did not, in fact, detonate myself. But this is a great opportunity for us to turn in. I thought about trying to go for the other Bulu caps, and I think I make a bit of an effort, but, yeah, because, like, that one was right there. But I decided to just turn in and get the countdown started on this, because we're going to have plenty of problems as is. We don't have enough for another turn-in. I could have maybe gone for another turn-in. I will say that much. But I was thinking, I have a decent amount of ammo. I'm good. The only downside is I didn't have any grenades, right? Which is a bit of a problem, because grenades, or the pheromone grenades specifically, are so powerful. As I hope I've demonstrated at least a little bit here. Alright, we do manage to trap ourselves briefly, but oof, that was damage I could not afford to take. And then I think, I mean, maybe it was that glyphid that hit me, but I think it might have been the poison tick from that mushroom that finished me off. Maybe not, maybe it was the glyphid, I don't know. So now we're in kind of this unfortunate death loop, right? Where we went down once, and woo, I heard the explosion, or the exploder. And we don't have a resupply, so we just have less HP now, right? It doesn't get too bad, but I mean, shit like this is not good, that's for sure. I do manage to just sort of pick a direction, grapple, and survive there, which is wild. That was a crazy close shot. I did not see that while playing. I was so locked in, I didn't even notice that near-death experience. Once again, in the accursed corner, really should have stopped coming back here. There was an intersection area elsewhere that was much more, I think, friendly. I tried to power attack there, and that obviously fucked me. And then I tried to grapple past the enemies, but kind of vaulted on them? Weirdly? So, I probably was dead either way, but in this case I was extremely omega dead. But, now the drop pod's incoming. Spooky exploders. Drop pod is incoming. We're leading the swarm around, and we're also kind of looking for where it could be. I hated turning around and seeing all of those guys. That was bad. And as you can see here, I am making a strong effort. This is a crazy play, actually. I'm so proud of this. That was wild. You gotta admit, that was pretty cool. I do make an effort to get the Bulu caps, but I don't succeed. Once again, I find myself in an area that I somehow didn't notice before. And then straight into the drop pod. There you go. Not too bad. 3 downs. That's more than I like, but I still think it was okay considering how rusty I was on Scout and everything. And I hope you guys agree. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's see what the stats were like here real fast. Because it was 3 deaths, yes. Decent amount of minerals, yeah. Overall, not too bad. Like I said, hope you guys enjoyed that. Well guys, unfortunately for me, the audio on my ending thoughts, or the original version of my ending thoughts segment, was lost. Don't know how, but it were lost. So I'm re-recording this, so sadly these may not be as fresh as they would have been with me just coming out of a game having played it. However, I will say, I overall think I played thermal exhaust feedback kind of poorly. I think that was one of the weaker parts of the game that you guys just watched. Overall, it wasn't atrocious or anything, but I definitely think I could do better with TEF in the future. I don't hate it, but I definitely need to practice with it. I'm so used to doing aggressive venting that my entire playstyle has to shift now, and that, I mean, that's good. Yeah, that's how you get good overclocks, right? By diversity. But at the same time, it takes some getting used to, for sure. The pheromone bolts with the specialist, I kind of knew that this was going to be a bit because the pheromone bolts are kind of I really want to try out some of these other ones in the future, especially these two. I have messed around a bit with Firebolt in the past, but not really Cryobolt, so I should definitely do that here soon. Overall, crossbow still felt quite good, the Bolt Shark. Of course, Pheromone Canister, pretty great. No complaints there, for sure. Yeah, in terms of weapons, I was pretty pleased with how everything went down. Like I said in the post-commentary, I did really enjoy this mod. It's not super strong, but the crowd control from the electric effect feels pretty good. I don't know, I kind of like it. I'm really not certain if I built this correctly, necessarily, but I didn't hate it. It was okay. Next time I'll definitely look up a, I guess, quote-unquote pro build and see how that goes as well. In terms of traits, I will definitely say, or perks I should clarify, I will definitely say that we ran into the problem that I have with heightened senses, which is that when you need it, it's a game changer, and when you don't need it, it's a dead perk, or a dead trait. Which is sort of similar for Iron Will, but the effect is just not really as strong, in my opinion. Because you can just get good, you know? But I do feel like if I didn't take heightened senses in that game, I would have gotten grabbed by 6 cave leeches and died, and then lost the mission. So, Overall, though, all of these are good perks. I like Sweet Tooth quite a bit. I got a ton of value out of it that game. It's really good on those, double hazard, shield disruption missions like that. If I were going to change anything about this build, I mean, if you wanted me to pick, like, my specific preference, I would absolutely have gone with aggressive venting here. But outside of that, I don't really know offhand. I still need to experiment with both of these more. Like I just said, I really want to mess around with the cryo and, what is it, pyro bolts or fire bolts, okay. I really want to mess around with the fire bolts on this as well. Because while I don't hate the pheromones, they just feel so much weaker than the pheromone canister. I don't know. I'll experiment. I hope you guys enjoyed. Now, in the other video, I had a sort of closing thoughts that weren't just about the weapons and stuff, but were in fact about the channel as well. So I guess I'll try and recap what I remember of it here. Starting with, thank you guys so much for all your support. We're over 500 subs now, which means we can officially start memberships. That's a thing. You can now financially support the channel if you want to see us keep putting out content and stuff. This is big for me. This is something that I've been wanting for a long time, and I'm going to make a full video on it that will probably be coming out the day after this one does, so tune in for that if you really want to hear all of my thoughts on it. But for now, just thank you guys so much. We are going to be getting back into more DRG content here soon. Valheim has kind of taken over my life for a little while. That just is how it is. But in the future, in the near future, we're going to be getting back to at least one DRG video a week. And I will be getting the next 2 tier lists out here pretty soon. One will be the Gunner tier list. One will probably be a different tier list. I haven't decided what yet, though I have a few ideas. And then after that, we'll get to the Scout tier list. As you can see from this game, I still am a bit rusty on Scout, and I want to take some time to adjust back to both Deep Rock Galactic and the Scout class more generally before I really get into telling you guys how to play the class, you know? I feel like that's pretty fair. Either way, like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. And thanks for supporting the channel and giving us so much attention. I hope that we can continue to put out stuff that you guys enjoy. And until next time, peace.
My life for rock and stone!